Hello everyone, welcome back to hashtag Swetha, and today we're gonna talk about how to master your masters, and we are joined by Pranay. Pranay is a senior architect at Rico UK. Hi Pranay,
Hi Swetha, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I'm so happy and gladful that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us
My
today,
pleasure. My
and
pleasure, my pleasure.
thank you. Would you
And
like to talk about yourself?
yeah, sure. So first, thanks a lot, Swetha, for inviting me. This would be great opportunity for me, to learn a lot of things over here as well, rather than, talking about what I've been through. So yeah, coming to me, my name is Pranay, as Swetha mentioned. So I'm a app developer come architect in a company called as Rico. So prior to this, I used to work for a company called as IBM. I have around like 6 years of experience into development. And yeah, my hobbies are cooking, workout, cricket, and stuff, just like normal guy. So that's all about me, I would like to say at this moment.
Thank you so much, Pranay. So we'll start with a conversation about how to master your masters. I mean, I've thought of this title because it's going to be apt to whatever we discussed today.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what do you think would be the challenges that usually, postgraduate students or graduates, people who've done their masters, what are the challenges you think that people usually face?
So people, there are a lot of challenges people are facing at this moment. So the major concerns are recession is happening at this moment, and okay, keeping things apart, people are not skilled as what they have to be. So I don't know, like most of them, they're doing the masters, but they're not skilled up to the mark. And people are like, not really confident whether they'll be able to hit the job here or not. So people probably, they doesn't have much knowledge regarding like, how you track your process, from masters to level in a company, how to get a job in a company. Probably, people are lagging in that. So that is the most, worried thing that is happening to a lot of Indians. It's not only about Indians, it's about all the migrants that are in UK at this moment. And obviously, this recession is also taking a bit more, you know, uh, tough part for it's being a tough one for all these guys, who've been doing their masters, who came here as a work visa, who are here with their sponsored visas and stuff. So yeah, these things,
Yeah. So I liked one thing that you mentioned about, not having skills. So I've seen
right?
this in many of the students or any migrants that have come here in the UK. So they don't have the proper skills. Do you think is it because I mean, it's easy to enter the UK. Some of
Right.
the universities don't accept IELTS or any other English score. It's just based on their intermediate or 12th standard scores. So do you think that is one of the reasons that people are facing challenges to communicate here in the UK, or if there's any
Exactly.
other skills that are not helping them to grow?
Yeah. So, yeah, there are a couple of points actually which I would like to mention here. So, first thing would be the communication. Like, if you
Yeah,
want to get a job in UK, communication is very important, no matter you're working in a technical environment or a non-technical environment, IT, non-IT. Even if you're working as a nurse into healthcare domain, wherever you go, communication is must and is important and is
yeah.
as vital as that. First step. So, one person should have a great communication to hold a job in UK. That is first important thing. And coming to the second step, obviously skill set. I don't say, all the people have to come towards technical. There are a lot of job roles inside non-technical as well, non-IT as well. There are roles in healthcare, there are roles in management, there are roles in finance, there are roles in supply chain management. There are a lot of roles. So one has to, like if I have done my graduation in some subject, I have to master like, which stream would be better for me, like which stream I can pursue in future, like where I can hold a job of that
Yeah,
particular technology. It's
yeah,
not that something okay. I want to okay. Someone is like Sweta is doing some job. Oh, why don't I try? Just don't compare things with others. First thing, try and figure out what you are skilled in, what sort of technologies you are skilled in, and try applying jobs on that particular level. So that is the first thing I would say. I know these days, the jobs are a bit low. It's very hard to get sponsored in UK because of the recession, because of other stuff, because probably maybe the job roles are much more lesser at this moment.
Yeah.
But one shouldn't give up on their confidence. Always trust in yourself, and obviously, your skill set. Gradually increase your skill set, do upgradations in your skill set, do certifications, try applying jobs through LinkedIn, create a very nice LinkedIn profile that should attract all the HRs. That is the first important step. And probably after creating a LinkedIn profile, most of the people, they fail in creating their CVs. Either they copy it from other guys, or like, they copy it from other students. That's not how you have to create your CV. Create your CV based on your experience, what you have done in your, like, schooling, graduation, probably add vital points, add important points, what you are better in. You can add your personal skills, you can add your technical skills over there, rather than depending on some other person's CV. So create a very nice CV, and then start applying for jobs. Obviously, this is what people has to do. But most of them, they try to copy, or they try to achieve things. What Okay, he has done that. Okay, why don't I copy his CV, and why don't I
Yeah.
just copy paste that and apply? That doesn't work, dude. And
Right.
most important thing, I've reviewed couple of CVs here in UK, and what people mention in the CV is not what they have, being frank. I know it's hard on them, but people say that, okay, let's suppose think I'm into technical background, I'll probably talk on that aspect. So I've seen CVs of a Java developer, let's suppose think.
Yeah.
So they mention about Java, they mention HTML, they mention Spring Boot, they mention microservices, they mention AWS, Azure, whatnot. They mention everything in the CV. So looking into the CV, it broadlines that, oh, this guy is skilled in multiple technologies. Wow, fantastic. But once he appears for the interview, once you ask some basic question on Java, he's not able to answer that. So all he
Yeah.
has done is he just copied the CV from some person and just posted it here. This is what most of the people are doing. Even if you know only two skills, try add only those two skills in your CV, because end of the day, your CV is what it speaks when you're sitting in an interview.
Yeah.
Your questions, all your queries will be based on your CV. Because I'm meeting you for the first time, I would be reviewing your CV before I interview you, right?
Yeah.
This is how the interview process is done, because
Yeah.
your CV is posted into LinkedIn, and from there the HR will post the same CV to the interviewer, right? So before I know you in person, I've been looking into your CV, right? So my major focus would be how this guy has done what, okay, where he is interested in, what sort of subjects he has been through, right? So these topics I'll be looking into it. And then, once I start asking some basic question, what happens when people doesn't answer? It creates a wrong impression about that particular person. And as I've already mentioned, the jobs are very less.
Yeah.
And parallel to that, if you're doing this, let's suppose think you have applied, like let's suppose think in general I'm talking. Uh, don't go to the conclusion. Let's suppose think we have around like 10 companies in total, just 10
Yeah.
companies inside UK, which are offering sponsorship. I know there are various companies offering sponsorship at this moment. So let's suppose think we have 10 companies at this moment that are offering sponsorship. And what you have done, you have applied for companies, multiple companies. Obviously, your CV will be passed across, and you've been attending interviews, and you're not doing well. You're not even answering the basic question. So what does interviewer think about you? Oh, he thinks that, okay, this guy is either cheating, or this guy is not skilled. Maybe he has copied. Obviously, there are experienced candidates who are interviewing you, right? They
Yeah.
are just not 1 year, 2 year guy experience. Like they are like probably 15-year, 20-year experienced guys who will be interviewing you. So they know in and out, right? They can just judge you by just looking into you, just by your communication, just by your what you're talking, what sort of confidence you are in. They'll judge you based on that, like
Yeah.
this. So once you sort of like don't do well, or like doesn't even answer the basic questions that have been mentioned in your CV, that creates a very wrong impression to them as well as to the market. They might blacklist.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, this might happen. So what you're doing, you are yourself, you're making sure that the roles are very less for you, because uh, once you do this sort of activity, in your profile, your profile is blacklisted, or like your profile has been rejected by a company. I don't know how many of you know this. They can't apply for the same company till next 6 months.
Yeah, that's
So you're
true.
losing an opportunity here. See, first thing is you have very less opportunities, very minute opportunities, and you're losing opportunities based on your skill set, based
Yeah,
on your mistakes, what you have committed, right? So what I would suggest people, I've heard that after graduation or like after masters, they have like 2 years for post-study student visa.
yeah,
So yeah, most of them comes from I don't know, but I don't want to talk about personal stuff like financial thing, but obviously most of them, 80% of the students, they get loans, they take loans, they come here, they want to repay the loans back. So they work really hard on part-times, right? They invest a lot of time on part-times.
yeah,
So I know it's tough to say that, okay, stop working on part-times, focus on your job. So what they can do, at least if they have invested their 2 years of masters, like, parallel to that, they're investing most of the time on part-times. At least, you have 2 years of time after your graduation as well, where you can focus on your skill set. I don't say people to work like from 9 to 5, or like, to work on their job for like 9 to 5. Okay, what is the next topic? What is the next topic? Don't rush. If
yeah,
you really love your skill set, if you know what sort of technology or like what sort of skill set you possess, it is not so hard. Just spend 2 hours or 3 hours of quality time on a daily basis, maybe. That is more than enough. And probably spending like this for like 4 5 months. Parallel to that, review your CV, take help from people who are already working, right? And start applying for companies. Obviously rejections do happen, but you know it's not something that it's not something like rocket science. There are a lot of legends who has faced rejections as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So taking them into consideration, start reapplying it. Don't uh, don't feel bad about yourself, or don't go through that negative patch. Most of the people, they have this rough phase in their life, because of financial thing, because of the job thing, because of work balance, and you're not close to your family, you're not close to your friends because you moved to abroad, which is really tough. But one, to make sure you cover up all these things, one should have a confidence, high confidence in you. Then probably you can do much better.
yeah. I mean, that's a really valid point. And you talked about how, people copy their CVs, or just take inspiration from others or anything. Do you think AI, because it's very trending right now, and we can
Yeah,
see softwares like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and there's different websites, AI related websites that are available for students, and not just people in the abroad. It's available worldwide. Even people from
exactly.
India and other countries as well. They use it. The students, they use it for their assignments, or adding something into their CV, or probably using them to write their cover letters or personal statements for job role. Do you think that affects their application?
So I would say another point here. I don't know how much influence this chat GPT or the AI has brought into the market at this point of time, but it is really making people lazy,
Yeah,
because like let's suppose think if you're working on something, if you're like, like past days, like couple of years back,
yeah,
if you want to work on something, you have to invest time on it, right?
yeah,
If you, let's suppose think I want to document on Mahatma Gandhi, probably I have to read a couple of books on him, probably, I have to document it, I have to make sure, okay, which are the like important points, I have to note them, and then I have to, present them, right? This is how it
yeah,
used to be. But these days, you mentioned Mahatma Gandhi in AI, it gives you all the hell sort of information to you within seconds, right? People are
yeah,
just copy pasting it. This is the reason, people are not investing time on the subject end of the day, right? So that way, it's, see, it's good for some point, but I would say it is making people a bit lazy. And I don't know, people talk about layoffs because the layoffs are happening because of this AI stuff, because AI is into the market. I don't know what happens in the future, but yeah, let's hope that obviously human intelligence is much more needed in the coming years, and people if you are skilled, if you know in and out about something, then no one can take your position, dude. That is for pretty sure. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, well said. Human intelligence is, you know, much better than what ChatGPT talks about. I mean,
exactly.
people can do wonders with their brain. Science has proved it. And talking about human intelligence and everything, I think, when you said laziness, there's some kind of procrastination as well in people, that if they have to apply for a job or maybe study for their assignment, they don't focus. They'll be like, okay, I'll do it later. Now let me just watch some Instagram reel or maybe watch YouTube video or talk to friends, family. And then after, the deadline passes, they realize that, oh shit, I didn't do this. So what kind of tips would you give for people who have a lot of procrastination?
See, first of all, diversion is worst these days. You have got a lot of apps. You've got YouTube, you've got Instagram, you've got TikTok, you've got WhatsApp, you've got, always, this is what I followed when I used to pursue my education. So I don't say people to move into this entertainment circle. Yeah, one
Yeah,
should need entertainment. But parallel to that, you should always think about your career as well. So what
yeah,
I believe in is, like, let's suppose think if I'm working on something, even today as well, if I'm working on something important in my project, I keep my mobiles aside. I keep all the entertainment activities. I keep everything, I'll shut everything. I'll be sitting in a bubble with my work. I'll focus on that particular thing until and unless it is done, I'll not move to other part. Right?
yeah,
This is what I believe in, and this is something that has like it's working for me actually from last couple of years. So I would recommend people to just get diverted. Dude, you got plenty of time to watch Insta reels or stuff, but obviously career is much more important, right? You know, yeah. So
yeah,
invest time on just sitting in a bubble, or take a break. I don't say that always you have to read for like hours or hours. Don't spend time like sitting uh lonely, or like don't spend too much time on work as well. Obviously one person should need a break. Just go out, have a fresh air, have a coffee, have a chocolate, whatever. Come back, restart it. If you're really, if it is like, people find it very tough when they are working on something, or like, let's suppose think I've got an assignment which I have to submit tomorrow. Let's suppose think I've
yeah,
started working on my assignment. All I feel is like, oh, okay, should I watch some reels? Or should I watch that movie? Should I talk to my friend? Obviously your mind has like a lot of diversions, right? So what you can do when you are really not capable of holding it, probably you can just keep it aside. Go out, have a coffee, drink some water, spend some time, play some game. That is brilliant. Play some game, come back, sit idle, work on your thing. Then, you know, this is the technique that I've been following from last couple of years, and it's really doing well. Because when I'm doing something important, I keep everything aside. I keep everything aside. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I would like to ask you another thing. Can you share any personal example of yours where, you really faced something very challenging in your student life as a postgraduate or a graduate student, and how you have overcome that particular challenge?
So frankly speaking, I haven't faced any sort of challenges while I pursued my education background, because I was a topper. I always used to focus on my education. Although I used to have this entertainment circle, I used to have this big friend gang, but parallel to that, I used to more focus on my education as well. So I never faced any sort of situation which was that bad. But yeah, I have one particular situation which is like kind of, I wouldn't say, I don't know what would be hardest synonym for this, which I can
Yeah,
use. It was so tough for me. So, as I mentioned earlier, I have around like 5 years of experience into app development.
yeah,
I've been working on technologies like Java, Spring, microservices, AWS. I've got certifications done. I used to work with a client called as AT&T, which is like America's huge telecom network,
yeah,
even currently as well. So my life was going very smooth and happy. So then couple of because of few reasons, I have to move to UK. I've choose to move to UK. So I thought, life would be like, oh wow, I've got plenty of experience. It's probably, it might take a couple of months for me to get a job, get a hold of a job. I got no information how are things working in UK, being very frank. I don't know what is a sponsorship. I don't know exactly about the visa thing. I don't know about like how exactly the companies hire here, what sort of work culture they believe in. I've got no clue, frankly speaking. I've just got the base Indian experience with some US experience because my clients belong to USA.
Yeah.
So my life was going smooth, and then parallelly, like I've decided to move to UK. Once I've been to UK, first couple of days I took it easy, but oh, it's not that tough, dude. You can do it because you've got plenty of experience back in. And then I started applying for jobs.
Yeah.
What people used to question me, I used to get rejections. For probably, for first 45 days, my CV wasn't even what do you call considered by HRs.
Yeah.
I used to apply for like 50 jobs, 150 jobs, 100 jobs, but no response. Probably I used to get like one, two responses. And then I have to rework on my CV. Okay, as per UK market, what they need, what sort of skill set they are looking for. And at this moment, okay, I do this development stuff, but what else I can add? What sort of changes? Even your CV design matters a lot.
Yeah.
Even the content might be the same, but the design format, the wording, way you're underlining the things, way you're using bold, way you're using italic, everything matters. You know, so I have to work on that for first 45 days. Then my CV was considered. I used to get calls, and people used to question me a simple thing. Okay, do you need sponsorship? I used to say yes, obviously, but okay, why should I offer you sponsorship? What's the special skill that you have inside you, right?
Yeah.
So rather than offering the sponsorship to you, which the company might have to invest around like 8 to 10 lakhs, maybe, not really sure the amount, but yeah,
Yeah.
rather than investing 8 to 10 lakhs on you, I would invest 2 lakhs on a British citizen
Yeah.
or on an ILR guy who might not be as skilled as you, but I might invest 2 lakhs on him and I might give him that particular skill. I might train him in that particular skill, investing the money.
Yeah.
Then obviously I've got no answer, right? No answer. Then I've started applying for a few companies and I've applied for like big companies. I've applied for companies like Sainsbury's, BT, Vodafone, Microsoft. Uh, but obviously rejections I have to face end of the day, either the technicality was too high, people were expecting too much from me because obviously when you have around 1,000 people for one job. This is the category that I guess it's in the current market. So when
Yeah.
you have like one job for 1,000 guys, what they would like to do, they would like to filter out like the max. Okay, the interviewer's mindset would be, okay, how can I not select him rather than how can I select him? This is their mentality. This is how their mentality would be. So either the technicality was too high for me. There were a lot of questions based on architect level, senior architect level, which I couldn't answer. And then I have to reframe my CV back. I have to upgrade my skill parallel to that. I faced a lot of rejections, dudes. Like it's been like around 6 to 7 rejections I faced. And then, obviously at this moment, you don't have your family, you don't have your friends, you haven't got anyone beside you. No one knows what you're going through. So this is where most of the people go through that particular rough phase. They feel low. They feel they've got no confidence. They think that okay, always they have this particular question. Okay, coming to UK, was it a right thing or a wrong thing? Have I made any mistake? So these sort of questions. They'll pull out your brain. They'll take everything from you. Uh, you'll be in a like a black space, entirely black space covered, you don't know what to do, you'll be sobbing, would be in tears, maybe. So I've been through that. So to come out of that, one should have self-confidence. This is the
Yeah.
only thing that will, you know, um, that will probably make you a better person. That will help you in coming out from those sort of bubbles. Then reframed my CV. Then I've started applying for companies. My current job as well.
Yeah.
I've gave 7 rounds of interview. My
Wow.
interview started in April and obviously it relates to technicality. So my interview started in April. Although there will be 3 to 4 rounds will be there, right?
Yeah.
So my interview has started in April, and apparently I've got my offer letter in June. So it literally took
That's
me
wonderful.
2 months. After 2 months, 7 days, or like after 2 months, 8 days, I've received my offer letter from the current company. The strange reason was I've been interviewed for one particular project, but the skill set was a bit different. They thought I'm much more, I can do much more better than that. Then they have
Yeah.
referred me to a better team who are working on a better technology, and then I have to attend that particular rounds all the way, and I have to wait for 2 months. So one should have confidence. Most importantly, one should have patience. One should have good communication skill, and one should be well spoken to the HR, which I've already mentioned in your live last couple of days back.
Yeah.
So don't force HRs, to give you the result. Always ask for a feedback when you're attending an interview. Even you might fail,
Yeah.
but go ask for a feedback, because feedbacks are very important. Write down what they're mentioning, okay, Pranay, you're lagging here, this is what we are expecting, but you couldn't reach that point. So we are looking for someone who is skilled in this particular technology or this particular skill set. So work on that particular skill set. Write down the point, work on that particular skill set, improvise yourself. Or like, few people might say your communication is not good, or like your confidence level was a bit low when we asked a couple of questions. So work on yourself, talk to a mirror. This is how you can improve all this stuff, because feedback is very, 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 very important. So yeah, that's all.
Great. So yeah, you were talking about how, people go into stress mode and, going through the depression and the pain that, they feel very underconfident that they're not getting the job or they don't have the patience. This leads to my next question, about mental health. So this is not at all spoken. It's like a taboo or a stigma for people to talk. Many students face this. It's not just people who study abroad, even back in our home countries, after they graduate, they don't get the support that they want or they don't have the right skill set. So, uh, what are some of the tips, on how to breaking the stigma and people can talk about mental health or how to
Yeah,
cope up with these kind of situations?
yeah. First of all, everyone has a rough phase,
Yeah,
people has to go through that. But one should have control towards that as well, I would say. Don't make sure it voids you or like it nulls you. Rather, come out from it. So first of all, what I would say is like most of the people are either sitting home alone. They haven't got much work to do.
yeah,
So obviously, your brain has like all the extensions, it can traverse anywhere. Oh, it says Pranay, why don't you see Sweta's life? She's doing her job. Yeah, what the hell are you doing, mate? You're up for
yeah,
nothing, right? This is how your
yeah,
brain thinks. Oh, she's doing well. Why can't you? Oh, see your life. You're not even capable of paying your bills. You're not even capable of paying your rents and stuff. So, it can take you anywhere. You're getting failed. You're getting rejected by many interviews, or like you haven't got proper job and stuff.
yeah,
So first of all, I would say people uh, to be busy, to keep themselves very busy. You know, if you're probably idle, read a book, watch something on TV, upgrade your skill set. Talk to friends, close friends, people who don't take you back to those particular negatives. You might have people will be having their sort of group, right? Whom they feel comfortable, whom
yeah,
they can, share a lot of things. Few things, you can't share with your parents. Obviously, none of us will share all this stuff with your parents, right? When you're not doing well, when you're jobless, when you're finding it very hard, no one calls their mom or dad, says, "Oh, I'm finding it very difficult to find a job here," right? No one would say that, because only very few, like 5-10% of the people might say it. But most of the guys, they'll say, "Oh, I'm doing well, mama, I'm doing well, papa." This is what they say.
yeah,
So you might be having a close friend circle, talk to them, watch movies, divert yourself, obviously. And apart from all this, no matter, people might understand your pain, people might console you, but end of the day, you are the only responsible person who will take your pain. No one can come sit in your shoes and understand you the way you're going through, right? He might be an intellectual, or like he might be a psychologist. No one can
yeah,
sit in your shoes.
Yeah.
So you have to, you're the only person who has to come out from it. So the only way to come out from it, keep yourself busy. And most important thing, self-confidence. One should always believe in themselves. One should have a lot of self-confidence. Even the whole world is opposing you, think that I can come out of it. Just work on it. And don't be jobless. Don't be idle. Spend, go trips, go gym, cook for yourself, whatever you're interested in. People might be interested in listening songs, watching movies, playing around, talking to friends, going on trips. Do whatever stuff you would like to. Keep your mind busy. And parallel to that, just always believe in yourself. Yeah, all is well. I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it. It might take some time.
Yeah.
It's not something that, oh, I've applied my job today and tomorrow I'll be working. It's not something like that, dude. Even, a guy
Yeah.
like me who has got plenty of experience, still has to face a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So one should have a bit of patience and work on it. That's it.
And adding to your point, if we talk about how they can go to trips and all, some people don't have that kind of budget, or as students you can't afford some things. In that case, I think people should basically go and try something new as a hobby, because I've done it myself. Um, uh,
Yes, sir.
there was a time in 2023 where I didn't have job after my graduation, and I really struggled for like 1.5 month to get a job. And in that point of time, I was so depressed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have money with me, and that was a real struggle that I faced, that we talked about. And at that time, I'm like, okay, just chuck this stuff. I don't want to think about the job right now. I'll focus my mind on something else. And I started diamond painting. That's a new hobby that I have. I really love it. And I've started
Yeah.
doing vlogs. So it's free, right? You don't have to do
Yeah.
anything. You just have your phone, record your stuff, do dance, sing, do some TikTok
Fantastic.
videos, everything. It's time pass. You just have to divert your mind, right? It doesn't have to be something
True.
that you need to pay, or put your money or anything else. You can do anything. So that's another thing I wanted to highlight here, that you could do anything and everything. Just divert your mind.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
True. It's not something that you have to only think about, okay, I'm good in cricket, so I have to go out play cricket, or like, oh, I want to go trips. So it's not something, come out of that particular bubble, and start spending time on new activities, start habituating new stuff, learn new stuff, uh, make new hobbies, make new friends. So anything can work.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anything can
Yeah.
work.
Well said, Sweta. This is a very
Thank
important
you.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk now about confidence. That is something that I don't have really. Most of us don't. I'm one of them. I lack confidence. I am not confident. I cannot talk to people too much. After I started my vlogging, my YouTube and Instagram, I've come out a bit. I'm not that kind of a person who usually, is very extrovert. I'm very introvert. I like being alone.
Introvert.
I like being alone. I can't talk to people. It's very difficult for me to, socialize with a group of people, but I've come out of it. And I want you to share any kind of tips or anything that you think would help introverts like me come out of these kind of, you know, setbacks, and, how to build resilience.
Even I'm sort of an introvert. I don't talk to people much. But yeah, so it's very simple, sometimes confidence is something, that is pretty much related to you. So probably being fit can build a lot of confidence. Probably what you're wearing, what sort of attitude you are in, all
Yeah,
this brings a lot of confidence together. So, I can give you this particular example. So as I said earlier, I was going through this rough phase couple of days, couple of months back, and then I've got nothing to do. And then I thought, I have to keep myself busy, and then I've started gym. I've started my workout. I would say one particular thing. So when I started my gym, first 1 week, I find it so difficult. I
yeah,
find it so hard. I couldn't even do like 10 push-ups hardly, probably. But now, I'm a pro in gym. What it does is it builds a lot of confidence in you. it's not about the appearance I'm talking. It builds a lot of confidence because you're fit, you're strong, you're bright with gym. So it brings a lot of confidence. You think yourself that, oh wow, I'm in a good shape now. I can face anyone.
Yeah.
Most of the people, they don't like to face people in person, they find it very difficult. So these particular thing, and I used to spend a lot of time myself, cooking something, what I love to eat, spending time with my family, spending time with my close friends, you know, these sort of things, will help in your confidence. And obviously, it's a bit hard to say, but parallel to that, you have to work on your skill set end of the day at some point, because if you're not having any sort of skill, if you don't possess any skill, you're appearing for an interview with all this gym body and stuff, nice blazer and stuff, but you're lagging the skill end of the day.
Yeah.
So I would say, you have to look fit. Parallel to that, you have also have to possess a bit of skill set that you are looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I
Thank
haven't
you.
got the right answer, but yeah, so this is what I can say.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's to the point, keeping yourself fit is something that not
That
only,
worked for me actually.
yeah,
I don't know.
it,
I don't say that, I don't force people to go work on it, but yeah, it really worked for me, guys. Being fit brings in a lot of confidence. Lot of confidence. Trust me. Yeah.
it's not just about, physical confidence. It even boosts your mental confidence as well. You know what I mean? If you go for an exercise or a walk or a jog, you reduce your stress mentally. There's some kind of
Point.
peace that you get if you go into fitness or, just for a brisk walk. It will definitely help you in reducing your anxiety and stress and building that confidence.
Very true. It releases, what I feel for myself is like it releases a lot of this negative shit that's going around, probably
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
And it brings in a lot of positivity. And
The-
always, no matter what happens, I would say one point, which this is the example. This is literally, I faced it yesterday itself.
mhm.
So always be happy, no matter what.
Yeah,
Always be happy, always try to make yourself, happy, smile, watch something comedy, be in a good environment, breathe, drink a lot of, hydrate yourself. And the situation that I faced yesterday, I don't know how many of you are interested into cricket. I love cricket. So yesterday I was watching this particular match in Women's Premier League. I support RCB. So after first innings, RCB scored around like 135. I thought, they won't do well. And
yeah.
Mumbai were doing too good. Till last 2 overs, they were on track. Mumbai. It's most of like the winning ratio was like 99% Mumbai and 1% RCB. And
Mhm.
they came out of it. RCB has won the game. So
Nice.
it's something, like don't give up till the last moment. You might fail. Like, things might be hard. Like you might have like 0.1 chances of, getting into the loop. But don't give it up. Like, work on it till the very last moment. You don't know what happens, right? You don't know what happens
Yeah,
next moment. You don't have control towards that. Just
yeah,
work on it, work on your skill, work on your thing, and you know what happens in the next moment. So this is what has happened yesterday. And I was like, I felt so happy. I was literally laughing. I was smiling. I was like, I've been very happy. And this point, the reason why I'm saying this is because from past couple of days, I was trying to do something in gym, which I couldn't because, probably I thought I might need more strength for that, or like, I thought, it's been just like couple of months I've started gym, so it might take a bit of time. But, I was so happy and I've tried yesterday. I did a deadlift, like my maximum deadlift was around like 90, 90 to 100. That is the
yeah,
limit that I used to do. But yesterday I've tried 120, 130 I could do. You're in a very good mood, which brings in a lot of confidence, which adds a lot of confidence and which strengthens you. It's not something, oh, you should have like a lot of muscle, you should eat a lot. No,
yeah,
your inner peace is very, 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 very important. How you keep yourself happy, that helps you. I was so happy that RCB has made it to finals, and then I've tried that. Why can't I do? when the girls have done this, I brought in that particular confidence and I've tried it and it really worked for me. So yeah, that's what is very important, the inner peace, the inner happiness, confidence, patience, these things.
Great. Thank you so much, Pranay, for these insights. And I really wish RCB good luck for their finals as well. So
Good.
now, yeah, touch wood. And now I will move to a very interesting section. I'm gonna ask you some fun questions, and you can just answer them. It's like a quick rapid fire, but yeah. So my first
Fantastic.
question would be, what is your go-to comfort food when you're stressed out? What's that something that you really eat when you're stressed out?
So I'm a vegetarian at this moment. So my comfort food always will be papu charu. In
Dal.
in real terms, it's dal chawal.
Yeah, dal
It's
chawal.
rice and lentils. That is my comfort food. Anytime, any day, any given day, I'll go for it.
Yeah, it's like love,
Yeah,
cannot you cannot have dal chawal and not be calm. You should have dal
exactly.
chawal for sure.
One should have dal chawal. Dal chawal with a bit of ghee on top of it
Ghee.
and
Pickles.
papad, papad and add a mango pickle or
Yeah.
whatever the sort of pickle, what are the choice of pickle.
Yeah.
Too
But
good meal. Yeah, happy meal.
yeah, dal chawal with mango pickle is the deadliest combination. I've had it just yesterday
Definitely.
night for my dinner.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for that. And my next question is, if you could switch places with any fictional character for a day, who would it be and why?
This is an interesting question.
It could be anyone,
It can
even
be.
from Telugu movies, anyone, be anyone, any fictional character. It could even be Doraemon. It's fine.
So I used to watch this when I was like I have two characters in my mind running through. So I used to watch a lot of naughty stuff. I don't know how many of you have idea about naughty.
Make way for
Uh,
naughty.
so I would yeah I would like to exchange with him, and I don't know how many of you have seen Mr. Bean. He's a living legend for me. He's a
He
god for
is.
me, literally.
Yeah,
So I would, at least, not even for a day, at least for even for a couple of seconds, I'd be like so delighted. So delighted.
yeah,
I'm not so much into, few of them would think that, oh, there's a lot of Marvel character, there's Spider-Man, there's Iron Man. People might think that, but no, Roots. I'm not into that. I want, inner peace. I want happiness. I don't want to fight with villains and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. If someone asks me that question, I would say King Butowski. He's
Wow.
cool. He's super
It's
fun,
cool.
He's super fun.
Exactly.
I mean, he goes on this, skateboarding and stuff and, irritating his brother. I'm good at it, irritating my sibling. So I would say King Butowski. He's my favorite.
Fantastic.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Can you share a
Mhm.
funny or an embarrassing moment from your student life?
Funny or
Something that you were
embarrassing?
really embarrassed back then, but now when you think of it, you kind of laugh.
So I don't know whether I can say this or not. Uh, so obviously, we bachelors. I used to stay with my friends back in when I used to pursue graduation in Hyderabad.
Yeah,
So this is like kind of weird thing. So we drank a lot.
okay.
We drank a lot, and a couple of my friends, they threw beers from second floor to the on the road.
Oh God.
And there was a lot of mess. The neighbors were calling our owner because our owner used to not stay with us. Like he used to
Yeah,
stay in a different apartment. So
yeah,
he rushed back home. He asked us to leave. That was a weird scenario where we have to totally pull our things, go out. It was kind of a weird scenario. I wouldn't suggest anyone to do that. But yeah,
yeah.
it's sort of like yeah. I've been into many things here. This is sort of a weird thing.
Nice. I mean, yeah, most of the students do this, people when they kind of drunk, not just students, people in general who kind of drink and all, they do
And
a lot of fun stuff.
and this thing which I would say most of them to try, if they haven't tried it. So obviously, I love food. I'm a big foodie. So free food is something, which everyone looks for.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how many what do you call this, receptions or marriages I've been to where I haven't been invited. Me, my friends, we all used to gather. oh, if there's some marriage happening or if there's some reception happening, we used to walk in and have the food. And if someone sees us and feels that they are suspicious about us,
Yeah.
first thing we used to do, oh, uncle, कहाँ हो आप? The marriage is happening here. अरे यार अभी वो मंडप से ना निकल रहे इधर से उधर ఇక్కడ అక్కడ వెళ్తున్నా. We used to like make sure that oh, this guy belongs here, right? This is how
Yeah.
we used to act. So
We
those
kind of
days,
act it
those
out.
college days, those school days, or those intermediate days, I would love to. Yeah,
Nice. And probably when I
that
go
is a
back to
kind of
India, I'll
weird.
try this.
Definitely one should try.
I will try
No
it.
harm done. Very, very
And,
interesting.
and then I'll call you. I'm like, Pranay, where are you? You know, your friend is
Yeah,
on this stage. He's getting married. I can't find you.
exactly. Exactly.
That would
Just
be
try
really fun.
acting, and it comes instantly,
Yeah.
because, we are not born actors, but it comes like instantly for us. You're like, oh God, oh, where are you? Where are you, Sweta? I'm looking for you. Can you come to this kitchen section or like, can you come
Yeah.
to this food section? Can you come to this mandap? There are a lot of things happening here. Where the hell are you? Sometimes you yell at, oh, they think that, oh, there's something serious. Oh, I can't touch him. Let,
Yeah.
let, let it be. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it's so
that's a
funny
very
thing. Yeah.
nice tip. I will definitely
Yeah,
try it when I go back to India.
you should. Yeah.
Okay, one last question for you for the day, and it is, can you describe the weirdest place that you've ever found yourself studying or doing your assignment?
I would say one, probably park.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
It
how
is
many of
not
you know about.
weird. I mean,
It's
it's not
weird.
weird.
So
I
it's
don't
weird.
think.
The reason the reason I say is, so it was not so intentional to study in a park for me, because me with a couple of my friends, we've been to the park. We
Yeah.
thought it would be a nice environment, greenery stuff, not a lot of trees, a lot of good oxygen. We can focus. But then apparently, there was this couple appear over there. It's a Huda park. There are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of couples coming inside the particular park. And they were romancing, they were kissing all over, and we couldn't focus on our particular thing, which was
Yeah.
so weird for us. And oh God, what the hell is happening? And then we tried pulling the legs. We tried making some unwanted noises. We tried behaving like one of my friend. Literally, he tried behaving like a policeman. So this is what all shit we have done. Yeah, that's the weirdest stuff to do, going out and reading in the park. My suggestion is, if someone who is really interested in reading, I would suggest them probably a library or a closed room.
Yeah,
No
where there's no
distractions.
noise, no distractions. Yeah.
Yeah, no distractions. Yeah.
You know,
What
the
about you?
weirdest place I where I literally studied was under the bed. That was weird for me because some function
Why?
was happening at home. There was something
Right?
happening at home, and I had exam after the next day. So I didn't have any other option. There were so many guests at home, and I'm like, I can't do this. I have to pass this exam. So I just got
My
under the
goodness.
bed, put a torchlight, started reading, and finished it somehow. Everybody was
Fantastic.
looking for
Wow.
me. They thought that I went out to get some things for the party or stuff, but no, I was under the bed studying.
You're so
That was a
serious with your education then at that point of time.
Yeah,
My
I
goodness.
still am. I still am. Recently I graduated, but still I love to study. I love reading stuff on the
Hmm.
internet. Not I'm not into, these novels and fiction books. I'm not into those kind of readings. I love to study about psychology or maybe
Wow.
cardiology. I don't know. I read random stuff. I sometimes I read something related to medical things, sometimes engineering stuff. Whatever I see,
Right.
I start reading it. I just love reading.
Fantastic. Uh,
Yeah.
I've, I've I've got just reminded of one particular thing which I would like to
Mm-hmm.
mention here, which is
Yeah.
a serious thing as well. So whoever is watching this particular video, I would say them, uh, always focus on your skill set. And there are a lot of changes happening inside UK. If we particularize about UK, and what all is going on in UK, this visa stuff, last couple of days, no dependents can be brought. They're making it much more tighter. They're increasing the yearly, salary as well. You know, people who are into IT or non-IT, they should have this minimum wage that they should get.
Yeah.
So, why these things are being brought into the picture? The reason behind that is because I've studied a bit and I've done a bit of investigation on that. So the reason behind that is because most of the students or most of the migrants basically, they come here, they're working in part times, they're buying
Yeah.
visas,
Yeah.
They are working in restaurants, they're working in Uber, they are doing like
Something not
unnecessary job,
related to what they
something not
study.
related to what they've studied, right?
Yeah.
So this has brought an attention to UK government, the
Yeah.
HMRC, and they thought, they have to cut it off.
Yeah.
And you know, because of this, it's our mistake. Because of this, we are end of the day, we are in loss, So I would suggest everyone to focus on their skill, work on their job thing. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be next 6 months, but definitely one day, you'll achieve it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Always be self-confident. Yeah. There's one thing which I would like to mention because the rules, the change in rules, it's because of uh, this immigrants who are coming inside UK and who are not doing well.
Yeah.
So it caught their eye literally, and that is the reason. It's because of us. End of the day, we committed something wrong. You're doing something wrong, obviously. You came here for education, you want to possess a job that you've been part of. Like, let's suppose think I've done my graduation in computer science stream and now I'm working in restaurant cleaning the plates.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something related, right?
Yeah. Does
So
not.
yeah.
Okay. Would you like to give any tips to the students back in India or in their home countries, not people in abroad, but people in their home countries? Any tips and tricks or suggestions for them?
Always do what you love. Mom said or dad said to do engineering. Brother asked me to pursue masters. Sister asked me to go for doctor. No, it won't help you. Trust me, guys, it won't help you. You should figure out what you want to be and work on your skill. Definitely, it might take time, but you'll achieve it. If
Yeah.
you are loving your profession, if you are totally into it, if you are like mentally into it, obviously you'll achieve it. There's no point, no matter how many legs pull you, no matter how many hurdles you face, no matter how many rejections you face, one day or the other day, you'll be in that particular position.
You need to be
Yeah,
patient. Yeah.
that's it. Simple mantra.
Great. Thank you so much, Pranay, for this interview. I mean, this is so insightful, and people can learn a lot of things from what you have said and take inspiration from your words. So, thank you again for having, coming here and joining us today. Um, yeah,
Thanks a
so
lot. Thanks a lot, Swetha. I would like
yeah,
to talk about Swetha here a bit.
yeah,
She was literally, giving me ideas, what sort of topics we have to discuss and stuff. She has got a lot of skill. She wants people, like she's not doing it for for her own purpose. So she literally said, I want to help out people over here. People like it's not she didn't even mention about UK. She mentioned across the globe. I want people, to talk about their mental health, job life, professional life. How what sort of difficulties they are facing, how tough it is. At least if 1-2 persons are, watching this and if there is something good happening for them, if they are learning something from this particular video, that means a lot for us. So first of all, I have to thank you, Sweta, for pitching me in here, for allowing me in here and have this conversation. It was
yeah.
great, lovely conversation. You are such a lovely host. Probably, you can do this part time as well,
I am
or like
planning to do it.
you can have a side career of hosting, celebrities, do podcasts and stuff. You are really good at it. You're really good
Thank
at
you.
it.
Thank
Yeah,
you. That means a lot. I mean, that's really kind of you to say. But yeah, I mean, as I told you earlier, my goal is not just limited to the UK or India or anywhere. People who face struggles, students especially, that's my focus because I've seen the struggle myself and I've seen some of the people, who are still facing that, and I really want to help them.
yeah,
So that's the main intention of why I started this channel at the first place. But I'm really thinking, into going into podcasts and inviting more guests and talking about their experience and their insights on how life should be. So yeah,
yeah.
but thank you so much for your kind words.
Probably you can name your channel something like Helping Hands. That will be much more apt title. Yeah. Seriously.
I'm probably thinking of, putting a playlist or a new podcast just dedicated for this stuff, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Fantastic. Good luck.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this episode. I hope that you got your insights and knowledge from this. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ta-ta.
Thanks, everyone. Take care, guys.